Some guilt is real, but there is another kind, a planted kind. The kind of guilt someone manufactures inside your mind to make you apologize for things you never did wrong. Real guilt is your conscience working correctly. It flares up to tell you that you hurt someone, broke a promise, or acted against your own values. It gives you a clear chance to repair a mistake. Fake guilt behaves differently. It triggers not when you cause harm, but specifically when you set a boundary, when you say no, or when you finally choose your own needs over someone else's expectations. That heavy, suffocating feeling in your chest right after you say no does not mean you failed as a person. It is not an indicator of moral failure. This specific discomfort often signals a shift in the power dynamic, a moment where a boundary has been drawn and an old method of influence has stopped working. People who use coercive control rarely issue direct orders. Instead, they apply heavy, invisible emotional pressure. They wait in cold silence, knowing you will eventually volunteer your own submission just to escape the discomfort. One of their most effective tools is the debt invoice. They drop a single phrase, like, "After everything I did for you." Instantly, your brain is hit with a massive, unearned sense of obligation. Genuine kindness is given freely. Real help does not come with invisible strings or conditions attached to your future behavior. Manipulative kindness operates differently. It is deliberately stored as leverage, kept quiet for months, and then deployed as a weapon at the exact moment you attempt to set a boundary. When kindness is weaponized to bypass a boundary, the memory of that help is being used as a transaction, an attempt to trade a past favor for your current compliance. Guilt traps work by shifting emotional responsibility entirely onto your shoulders. When they get upset, it becomes your emergency. Managing their mood effectively becomes your primary job. They punish your independence with cold distance and weaponize silence. Slowly, you learn to entirely abandon your own needs and rush to fix the tension, strictly to restore peace in the room. This diagram illustrates the apology loop. It is the psychological trap that forms when you carry the burden of someone else's emotional state. At first, you apologize because you believe you genuinely made a mistake and hurt them. Then the standard drops. You start apologizing simply for needing basic space, for saying no, for resting. Eventually, you are no longer apologizing for your actions. You are apologizing for existing. This leads directly into the identity attack. Manipulators specifically target kind, loyal people because they know exactly how to weaponize your innate goodness against you. If you value your loyalty, the minute you need distance, they will accuse you of being a traitor. If you pride yourself on being caring, they will label you selfish. They throw bait, knowing you will rush to surrender your boundaries just to prove you are still a good person. But the quiet you get by constantly managing their emotions and defending your identity is not peace at all. It is pure emotional control achieved through your total submission. To cut through the emotional fog, look at the situation through a different lens. Ask yourself, did I actually do something wrong, or did I just disappoint someone who wanted control? You can maintain your boundary without becoming cruel. You tell them, I care about you, but I am not responsible for fixing every feeling, and I am not changing my decision. Psychological manipulation demands speed. It wants you to panic, over-explain, and submit immediately to stop the pressure. Time is your greatest tactical advantage. Awareness requires space. When you feel that invisible pressure, pause. Do not obey it. The goal is not to eradicate the feeling of guilt forever. The goal is simply to strip away its authority to dictate your choices. You learn to feel the guilt without acting on it. The label of selfish often appears at the exact moment you stop being convenient. Fake guilt relies entirely on your willingness to mistake their emotional pressure for your personal responsibility. The moment you see the pattern, their leverage is gone permanently.